Since the beginning of time, there has been many mysteries about being a woman, many intuitions, and things that unfold within us. One of them being that every time we're going through a major transition in our life, our genetic code tells us we must either cut bangs or dye our hair. If you watch my other channel, Van on the Moon, you know I'm about to move into my van, which is a pretty big transition. I'm not gonna cut bangs because I have dreads, and having short little dread bangs is not the vibe. Trust me, I've tried it. So it only makes sense that I dye them. They are blonde at the end right now because I extended them with the blonde alpaca hair. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the cards. I've been wanting to dye my hair a very specific color for like over 10 years now, but as you can see, it's brown. So the color I would want wouldn't show up. That's why I added blonde to the end and ordered, finally, Mystic Heather by Manic Panic. Not sponsored, I wish. I'm gonna try this out today and see if it shows up on these dreads. So I've gotten and changed into the shirt that I'm gonna wear for this process, and I'm realizing I should take out all the beads from my dreads so that I can dye under them. I'm only gonna dye the white part of the dreads because it's not gonna show up on the brown anyway. Might as well not waste dye. Okay. There's all the lower beads. Now I'll take these awesome wrapped ones, which I'll put link in description for the string that I use to wrap my dreads. It's been my favorite string for my whole life. It's made of recycled sari material, like silk. So I don't want to dye over that. I'll also put link in description for the dye. Here's all my wrapped dreadies, so I'll just tuck these away up here. Since I'm only dyeing the bottom half, I'm just gonna throw some gloves on and like work it through, I guess. But actually, I'll split it into sections to make it easier to work with. For example, these are like short little ones, and since these are lower, if I wrap them around and then put a hair tie here, they're all at the same level. And also will maybe be less likely to like dye my face purple. Wow, looking great. Secure this in place. You know, that's the nice thing about having dreads is like you can just tie your hair wherever you want it. Like boom. It's not gonna hit me in the face anymore. We'll do the same for this side. Really, I'm just trying to make it easier for myself. I look like one of those Barbie dolls that are like at the bottom of the bin that you've like Sharpied all over and done weird shit with their hair. Protect my skin. You might be thinking, what are you doing wearing a white shirt to dye your hair? It's because I'm like kind of over this shirt, and I'm thinking maybe if it gets purple splotches all over it, I'll like it. I'm not feeling the all plain white vibe. We're opening the dye. It's such a pretty color. I really hope it shows up on hair. I've had so many different hair colors throughout my lifetime, and this has just been a bucket list item for so long. This is specifically why I added the blonde hair to my dreads, because then I was like, I can finally dye my hair this beautiful color. I'm not being too careful about like not touching the brown at all because it's really not gonna show up anyway. And if it does, then hey, cool to know, because next time I'll just do my whole head. Also, speaking of white, I know a lot of people be up in my comments like, oh, white girl with dreads, that's like wrong and stuff. Which, like, first things first, I am not full white, even though I'm very white passing. Really, white passing is white, and that's because all of these topics are based around privilege, and being white passing gives you white privilege. It doesn't matter what your blood is, it's just the fact of the matter. But I'm thinking of soon putting out a video talking about the different histories of dreadlocks from around the world throughout different heritages and also religions being a big one. There are certain bloodlines and countries that do dreadlocks, and there are also different religions that do dreadlocks, which are lesser talked about. And no, I'm not one of those white girls that is gonna come on YouTube and be like, oh, but like the Vikings. Which, like, okay, yes, the Vikings, but like that has been talked about enough. And I'm gonna talk about ones that are more relevant to me, because I do not think that I came from Vikings. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that type of video. I've posted some stuff about this on my like TikTok, my old TikTok account, and a lot of people were like, wow, actually I never knew that. And I'm like, yeah, because people only ever bring up the Vikings. Another video I have coming up is me doing my ancestry spit test and then seeing the results for the first time on camera, which I'm excited to put that one out because I'm excited to see the results myself. I have a pretty fair idea of what I am, but that's such a like loaded question. What am I? You know, many people have this crisis, which is why those tests became so popular and like so many people got them. So yeah, there's a lot of content coming out soon that's going to be based around like identity and culture, because it's something that I'm ready to speak out about. Anyway, looking at these, wow, I'm already halfway through. I'm like halfway through the tub already, so let's hope that I can cover all of them. One time I actually have dyed my dreads before purple, but it was when I had all brown, so the purple like didn't show up much. And I actually have pictures of those purple dreads because me and my family happened to do like a photo shoot the like week after I dyed them. And as you can see, they didn't show up all that great. My dreads definitely look darker, but they're not just like blaringly purple. That time that I dyed them, I used 3 bottles, maybe 2 bottles. I bought 4 bottles and I had 1.5 left, so I used like 2.5. I was really like working it in though. Rainbows was helping me and we were like squishing it into my dreads. When I removed my extensions that I had at that time, the insides were still purple. So I know that it got like literally to the core of my dreads, and I don't need that. You only ever see the outside. But I'm gonna be doing this for a while, it looks like. So I'll probably just check back in once I'm done slathering. Yeah, I didn't think this through. I can't really. I'll use a knuckle to turn off the camera. Bye guys. I'm like basically done. I'm just like scooping every ounce that I can, using my dreads as a sponge. Oh no. Trying not to get dye anywhere. But I had like the exact amount to cover all of the outside at least. There's definitely like splotches that are kind of lighter than others, but who cares? It's all gonna like gradually fade anyway. And I also am obsessed with tie-dye, so like worst case scenario they look slightly tie-dye. Alright, that's pretty much the last of it. I've gotten all of the dye out, so now we wait. Whenever I dye my hair, I like to leave it as long as possible. This type of dye is not a damaging dye. It's basically like conditioner with food coloring in it, if we're being honest. Sometimes I have slept with this dye in. Today it is like 2 p.m. so I'll just leave it in until my shower tonight, question mark? Yep, so I'll see you in the shower. I turned around and saw that actually I did miss some in the back. Like completely missed them, but it's fine. We're just gonna leave it. Whatever. We're back, and the dye is dry, and you can't even really see it. I'm gonna take a shower though, so. One of the perks of having black shower tiles is that I don't have to worry about the dye just like turning my shower purple the way my old shower used to. When I use Manic Panic, all I do is like rinse it real good. And some of the dye usually stays in for like after the first rinse, so like your pillows might dye a little bit, but you make sure that it really sticks in there. If you were wondering, I left it in for like 4.5 hours. The jar says like 1 hour, but it doesn't matter. My floor is soaked. Oh my god, it's been recording for 9 minutes. Bye! Alright, I'm at the beach right now. I woke up here in my van. It was amazing, beautiful. And it's time to show you the results. Yeah. Ta-da! Nothing happened. You don't see it at all. That's amazing. Yeah. Very anticlimactic, I know. So, apparently, Manic Panic Mystic Heather does not show up on blonde alpaca hair. I looked more into it, and apparently since this is technically wool, I'm going to try out actual fabric dye. Like, I'm gonna get the type of dye you would use to tie-dye a shirt and put it into my dreads. So stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching. Sorry that there was no results. This was a hair dyeing fail. You're beginning to feel very relaxed, maybe even a little bit sleepy. After watching this video clip, you're gonna become my biggest fan, and you're gonna have the sudden urge to go check out my website, where you can find all of the amazing vibes that I have to offer. Now, once I snap my fingers, you're gonna forget that you watched this clip at all, And if anyone asks you about it, you're just gonna answer, I don't know, baby.